Disney has been making some very bad moves over the past few years, and the losses are stacking up for them. Over $1 billion lost from movies in the past 12 months, $1 billion lost on Galactic Star Cruiser, and things don't seem to be getting any better as now Bob Iger is seemingly turning Disney into a massive yard sale. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So, starting with this rap article, no more Mr. Nice Guy, Bob Iger may just want to sell Disney and be done. It says for decades, Disney CEO Bob Iger has been a revered media titan, beloved by both employees and Wall Street, a rare feat tricky balancing act. This is not the case anymore, though, that is for sure. We've even recently heard reports that Bob Iger is hated by Disney employees, that he is constantly changing things at the company. He's constantly doing things that people dislike. And, well, it just seems like he is maybe making a bit of a mess of the company. It says that's what made it so surprising to the creative community when the usually friendly and disciplined Iger, fresh off his private jet at Sun Valley, chose a setting known as Summer Camp for Billionaires to castigate writers and actors for their very disturbing strike and economic expectations that are just not realistic, adding that Hollywood has been a great business for all of these people. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher joined voices across entertainment in calling his comments tone deaf and, well, rich for someone who reportedly makes more than 500 times the median salary of Disney employees. He has been getting raked across the coals over the past few weeks, and this comment is definitely a reason why. Now, when it comes to the SAG-AFTRA strikes, I've had to talk about them a few times on the channel. It is very hard to feel bad for anybody in this situation because a lot of the actors who are striking do still get paid pretty well. They just want to be paid more. And there are actors that are picketing with the writers who also get paid insane amounts of money. I can't really feel bad for a lot of people who also are destroying the industry from the inside out. These are the very people who are coming up with these awful films with the bad writing and the bad cinematography, the people who are shoving narratives into the pieces of content we consume and then tell us, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. While yes, people do deserve to be paid a fair amount of money, it is hard to feel bad for a lot of the people in this industry, especially someone like Fran Drescher, who has been in the industry for so long at this point, who clearly has made an insane amount of money. But at the same time, I don't really feel bad for companies like Disney that right now they can't put out any content because their writers, actors are all striking, because they're also the ones greenlighting these awful projects. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, poor Bob Iger, poor Disney. They can't create content right now, meaning their release schedules are going to mess up, meaning they're not going to make money. Boo-hoo, cry me a river and float upstream. But it says, why the sudden about-face by Mr. Nice to become the dual strikes Dr. Evil? It all may be because he's got an industry-upending deal, a sale of Disney on his mind, and his primary audience is Wall Street, not Hollywood talent. We have heard for quite a while that Bob Iger was brought back to shift around the company, to attempt to, lower their losses, increase profits, and try to patch up some of the very large wounds the company has right now. I mean, this is an article from not even that long ago, about 2 weeks ago. Bob Iger shifts from building an empire to a Disney yard sale. Netflix just had its best month in years, and Disney is looking to sell its TV assets. What does this mean for the future of Hollywood? Which is a big part of this rap article, talking about what is going on specifically with the as it says, TV assets. It also says analysts strongly believe Iger is considering a sale of Mouse House assets. He all but put up a for sale sign on the ABC network in the same CNBC interview, adding credibility to this M&A scenario where Iger's recent comments that linear television may not be core to Disney's business, comments he later tried to walk back on. Even ESPN, once a sacred cow, is sacred no more, as Iger seeks outside investors to help fund the network's transition to streaming. And this is probably why we have seen a shift to streaming, because for years we've heard it's the future of entertainment and they've invested so heavily in it, they can't see it fail and they're losing money. So what are they going to do? They're going to find the weakest link, and that happens in this case to be networks like ABC and even ESPN, as it says is transitioning to streaming currently. We've also seen some failures with the theme parks, particularly Galactic Star Cruiser. They put over $1 billion into that, and it was announced that in only a year since launch, it was shutting down. They were scrapping it, and they'll probably take the building, turn it into something else. But even that was a massive failure. But theme parks in general for them have actually been doing pretty good recently. So of course they're not going to look at that and say, do we want to downsize this? Do we want to change things up? No, they're looking again at the weakest link, and that happens to be currently cable television. And when it comes to, the entertainment side of things with movies, TV shows, they've also been failing there. I've referenced this article quite a few times now, but this was from June. Financial Analyst speculates that the Walt Disney Company has lost nearly $900 million at the box office in the past year. And this did not even include Dial of Destiny, which lost them upwards of $200 million. And now Haunted Mansion, which has seemingly is going to lose them over $100 million as well. So they are well over that $1 billion mark here. And what are they doing about this? They actually said, I believe it was 2.5 months ago, Bob Iger basically reconfirmed that they are going for quality over quantity. They're going to be pulling back when it comes to quantity of movies and TV shows coming out, and they are going to be rethinking their plan when it comes to that. But of course, they're not going to give up a Star Wars. They're not going to give up a Marvel. They're going to continue to milk those for all they're worth, but they definitely are losing so much money on a lot of these projects. Even in terms of that, they've needed to slow their roll quite a bit. Do I think that Disney is going to implode in the next couple of months and that we're going to see the end of Disney as we know it? Of course not. They have a lot to fall back on, whether it is franchises or different business ventures. I don't think that we're going to see a major shift anytime soon, but I do think that Iger is definitely not looking like the once sacred individual that he used to be. He has been behind major moves Disney has made over the years, many successes and many fails, but they feel confident in him, and a big reason, in my opinion, is because they said how poorly Chapek did, and when it's better to stand with the devil we know than the devil we don't. And here we are with Iger back for at least another 2 years. Maybe he will stay past that. It really depends on where the company is in like half a year, because at that point they would need to start rethinking what they want to do. But yeah, Disney is a mess right now. Disney's a disaster behind the scenes. And again, I don't think that we're going to see some major shift in the company and it imploding in the next few months, but I do think down the line they are really going to have to start rethinking what they're doing, and maybe these sales will ultimately help them. We don't know when or if these sales are even going to happen, but right now it does look that they are potentially going to sell off some major assets going forward, and it seems that Bob Iger is not as well loved as he once was at the company. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.